everybody. This is Wendy Lovejoy of the YellowLetterMentoring.com. Not that one, the other one. The YellowLetterMentoring.com. And we are getting started with the training of today. Today's training is about getting real estate ready yourself, getting ready to own real estate. Thank you, AJ. I appreciate it. Wow, guys, thank you. Nice to see so many excited, happy people and thumbs up. Thank you, baby girl. I see you, Miss Real Estate Millionaire Mogul yourself. I see Anthony Williams. This is going to be a thumbs up, hugs, loves competition. Let me see how many I can get out of you two. I'm still waiting. As people are joining in, I'm going to watch what you guys are doing. We're going to give people a couple of minutes to get to join us. And I'm trying to have a timer here because I definitely don't want to keep you longer, but I want you to get what it is that you want to get out of this training. And so again, if any chance you hear my granddaughter in the background, it is quite fine. But, oh, I see Anthony and Shannon are still at it. So let's see how many people we get to follow us from Anthony's channel and how many people will join us from Shannon's channel. I have to say, recently I've gotten a few people enrolled in the Yellow Letter Mentoring program because they follow Anthony, and he reposted one of my trainings, or every time he gets off, he reposts one of the Yellow Letter trainings to his Instagram, and so we get a lot of people from there. So Shannon, that's a challenge. I love playing with my kids, as you can see, and they like playing with me as well. So everybody else that's joining us, I see Tamaline, I see a few other people, and if I don't say hi, I'm saying hi to everybody now. And I just encourage you to, again, if you're coming and joining us for the first time, we are on Facebook and we are live on Periscope. I had a young lady in one of my mastermind groups say to me, I didn't know that Periscope was still a place to post things. And I said, well, I get a lot of leads from Periscope. So yeah, it is still a place to post. I have been in real estate. For those that don't know, my name is Wendy Lovejoy. Some people call me Wendy Williams Lovejoy. And I have been in real estate going on 28 years now. And I have pretty much closed every kind of deal you can think of, and I've trained every kind of person you can think of, from somebody who is totally broke looking at this as a second opportunity, to somebody who has millions of dollars trying to make sure they build a stream of income. I have trained people locally from New York all the way to South Africa, Nigeria, and I can go on and on. I have people in Gambia. Like, this is the great thing about social media. It goes to so many platforms. I have people in Egypt that follow our training. And you'd be surprised, including Russia, follow our training. But the most important person to me is you, the person that is watching me, that's consistent, and that joins us every time that we post that we're doing trainings. We have the Hispanic community joins us. We have doctors and, people in ministry. This is the amazing thing about being in real estate. You get to touch the lives of every genre you can think of, including actors and actresses. I can't even tell you the person that recently contacted one of my students, and I've had people that I've done real estate with, from ODB to LL Cool J, and this is not about dropping names, it's just to show you the potential that real estate investing has. And so I just want you to be open to really running your business like a business And again, getting yourself from where you are to becoming the successful person you want to be. So tonight our topic is about you being real estate ready to own yourself. And I know some people you do own already, but you're having challenges paying your mortgage, or you know, some personal issues, or you've lost a job, or you've got to relocate. So I'll be talking to you guys in a minute as well. But right now, again, my name is Wendy Lovejoy, and I always start the training with mindset, because when I got started in real estate, that was the first things every one of my mentors, Robert Allen, Chuck McGill, Mike Ferry, who's Tom Ferry's father, and I can go on and on with people, but the main thing that they taught me is mindset. I literally raised my kids playing mindset CDs throughout the house, or cassette tapes, and letting them listen to these tapes as they were falling to sleep. Yesterday I had the opportunity to speak to a young lady that runs a nonprofit, and she finds donations for kids who are, you know, terminally ill and they need medical help, financial medical help. And we were talking, and she was sharing some things with me that I thought were very fantastic. And I said, I'm going to share that because, you know, when my kids were smaller, myself, I would play like what they call classical music, especially Baroque music, and I would listen to it. There's something in the beat of that music that really makes your brain move to a whole nother level in your subconscious. But then what I would also do is have them record affirmations, and I'd have them write 10 affirmations so that when they were sleeping, if they got up, that would be the first thing they saw if their door were closed. And when they went to sleep, that would be the last thing. But I would have those affirmations and music going on. And you may say, what does that have to do with real estate? Well, real estate, to be honest with you, you are in the people business, but you're really in the marketing business. Hey there, Darcy, how are you? So you're really in the marketing business. You're always marketing your business. Real estate just happens to be the problem that the people you're working with have. So you're going to be marketing, constantly marketing, to be in front of the people that have real estate challenges. And a challenge doesn't always mean they're going for a divorce. The challenge could be something as simple as they just want to buy a house and they don't know how to go about it. A lot of people think that because there's so many new platforms like Open Door, you can buy houses on Zillow, people are always going to want that personal touch, especially when it comes to investing. I actually had a 2-hour conference earlier this morning, 10 o'clock my time. It was about 4 o'clock South African time. And I'm going to be having one of the speakers in a real estate office that I trained years ago. He's actually my cousin, but I trained him years ago for 2 years. He literally said, I know the best thing I can do is to be in front of you so I can get your training in real estate. And, you know, he closed a few deals while he was with me, but he learned processes and systems, and now he has his own office with a business partner in South Africa, and I have a few people there that I train. So he's going to be one of the people that we have coming to speak on the Yellow Letter Mentoring Live program. And again, I share all of this for everybody watching to let you know that your business is not limited to wholesaling. That is not the only thing you want to focus on in real estate. That is thinking of getting like a teaspoon of water in an ocean full of water. You can get bucket loads. You can like drench yourself with the opportunities of real estate. There's no limit except for your mindset, and also the team around you, the knowledge that you have, your education, and how much of the education you want to implement. So again, there's huge opportunity, and I encourage you to be open to it, because people are not just investing in whatever area you're investing in from that area alone. If you're investing in Maryland, you're not the only person looking to buy in Maryland. If you're in New York, Atlanta, wherever you are, there's people globally that are tapping into the territory you're looking at. So you've got to really focus on, number one, what is your brand? People say, well, I'm in real estate. When I was the marketing director at Georgia RIA, I offered a program where I would teach people to brand themselves in real estate, and you'd be surprised how many people didn't know that that was important until they did it and saw how that attracted people to them. So one of the things you want to think of is, what is your brand in real estate? We're still on the mindset part. We haven't gotten to the part of, are you ready to own real estate, but we're still on the mindset. And your mindset is that you have to look at yourself as the brand, not the company you worked with. When I was at Georgia RIA, Wendy Lovejoy was the brand. When I was with Century 21, I was the brand. I was Williams at that time, so I was still the brand. Now that's why I make sure people know me as Williams Lovejoy, because I am a brand. You have to look at yourself as a brand, and you have to keep promoting and marketing your brand. You have to, even when you make your flyers, they should have something in common. And what's going to determine your brand first is to figure out your why. Once you figure out why you want to be in real estate, what is it that you're doing? What is it that you want to focus on in real estate? Some people say that they just want to wholesale. And I always say wholesaling is like a job. As long as you're doing a deal, you're getting paid. And you can put systems in place to keep the wholesaling going, but you still have to work that system until you have it so automated that you can make money anywhere in the world. You can be, watching a movie with your family and see that a deal got done because you have certain systems in place. The thing with real estate investing, however, and real estate period, people are getting into this industry and they think it's easy. They think they can just get a cookie cutter by picking little pieces from this person and that person and putting together a system. But I spoke with two people yesterday, and the question that I asked them is, if you were baking a cake, wouldn't you want a full recipe? Some people, I remember when I would use Betty Crocker to bake my cakes. Betty Crocker said, you need to put oil in your cake mix. But then Duncan Hines would tell me I needed to use milk. If I tried to use both of those in the same recipe, I'm not going to get a good cake. We have some people on Periscope as well, so hi everybody joining us there. And the thing I want you to get is, if you're not following a system, you're going to lose money. If you're not building a team, you're going to lose money. And you don't want a team of friends and family or people or, one lady told me that I'm talking to this real estate person because we used to work together. And I said, well, how many deals has she done? How much experience does she have in real estate? Because when you're trying to close your wholesaling deal or you're trying to fix and flip, you really don't want a person that can't do the deal for you. I look for a strong negotiator, which is what Shannon Williams is on, or that you're watching. Shannon of Dreams to Reality with Keller Williams. She is a strong negotiator. When I'm looking to close my property, I look for, again, somebody who's a strong negotiator. And when I'm looking for somebody that is, going to list my property, I still want somebody who's a strong negotiator. I had a young lady say to me that she felt that the way she was doing it, she was going to save a lot of money. And I said, in the long run, you're really not, because you're not looking at what it's going to cost you as you're putting this deal together to put your team together. So I encourage you that you want to focus on your why, because your why will tell you who should mentor you. Your why will also tell you what kind of a dream team you have to put together. And your why will also tell you how many deals you need to focus on closing between now and the end of the year. And then once you figure that number out, you can backtrack it, and then you look at what you want to create monthly. The other thing you want to look at is when you're in real estate and you're just starting out, you're not going to close a lot of deals right away because you may not know the full process. I had a young lady who had been to every type of coaching program out there, and she really didn't know what to do next, and she was scared to death. That's what she told me in her own words. I was really, really terrified. And I said, you're kind of ahead of the game, but this is the piece you're missing. And it was just learning what to say to people based on her why. That was the issue she was having. When people would call her, she didn't know what to say. So once we changed that for her, her confidence changed. And again, your business is going to tell you what part or what you need to make your business go to the next level. Your why is very, very critical. Do not try to go to the next step of your real estate without figuring out your why. If you don't have a why, every little shiny object that comes along is going to encourage you or pull you away or take away your focus, and you won't figure out where you are going. The other thing is, if you have a strong why, one of the things you're going to look at is getting financial freedom to your own family. You want your own family to be financially free. And I'm always amazed because I normally do a lot of finding out what Black people did during Black History Month. I'm always studying that topic. But one thing that really amazes me is how people that were slaves focused on owning real estate. That was one of the things that they would leave the South to get to the North so that they can own property. They really valued it. When I went through the Martin Luther King Center and just looked at the housing, the small little houses that everybody had that worked with Martin Luther King, ownership was a focus. The church building was owned. It wasn't rented. It was a focus. Real estate creates more millionaires than anything else. The tech industry is doing pretty well, but the people in the tech industry are also investing in real estate. One thing Warren Buffett did is he bought a lot of property in Detroit just so he can house techies. But he owned the real estate. He made sure he purchased real estate. So one of the things I teach my students, and this to me is a financial hack, you have to own property yourself. So even if you say, I'm going to wholesale a few deals just so I can buy some property myself, you need to do that. But you should have a game plan. I also noticed that a lot of people getting into real estate usually have a full-time job. So while you have this job, it's the best time to start making sure that you're pre-qualified to understand how to own a home yourself. Very, very important. Your children have a different sense of security when you raise them in a home. I often share this story. My mom has 6 kids, and one of my brothers and myself, my elder brother, who you guys hear a lot from because, he's in real estate as well as an investor, Duke Eli, he bought property as well. I bought property as well. And there's a different sense of security and a different level of friendships that my kids and his kids have because they stayed in the same house for many years. So they went from, the first stages of school to college with some of their friends. They pretty much grew up in two neighborhoods. I raised my kids in Cambria Heights, Queens, and then in Freeport or Nassau, Long Island. So they had that stability. And then from there, once they graduated and they were somewhat self-sufficient, we started moving back toward Atlanta. But I always encourage people to not only talk about home ownership so their kids think that way. Renting is not going to make anybody wealthy except the person you're renting from. There's nothing you can leave your children, not even a financial prosperity mindset comes out of renting. That is a poverty mindset. So you really don't want to have a poverty mindset. Okay, Aria, come, sweetie. Come. Okay, my granddaughter just decided she wants to wake up now. So as I was sharing, here, come and take this. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Oh my God. Okay, so guys, excuse us for that little commotion, but I always say one of the reasons I got into real estate is to be able to be there, to spend a lot of time with my family when I can. So Aria decided to visit me today, and she's hanging out now with her cousin. But as I was saying, that's the beauty of home ownership. Having a home big enough where your family can come over. There's so much more to real estate than, again, wholesaling. That is, again, a drop in the bucket. So I really encourage you to get yourself pre-qualified. And I'm speaking of somebody who, once I bought my first home, it wasn't my mansion, it was a starter home. It needed some work. I had a real estate license, so I used my own commission to help me with the down payment and closing costs, because I had saved a lot of money to purchase my mom's home before I bought mine, and hers was a 4-family, which ended up helping me and her as well. And you've heard this story, or you can go watch one of my older videos to hear more of the details on that. The point I wanted to get across with that statement is that I got into a decent neighborhood because my kids were school age. So I wanted to find the best schools, private schools in a neighborhood where my kids could see a mixture of people. And so Cambria Heights was that place at that time. So we got our first home there. And I didn't even see myself in the home that I got the first time. I would take my sister to be my buyer when I was looking for homes for my buyers. So what I would do as a real estate agent, here's another hack I want to share with you. And Shannon does this as well. But I would literally see what's available on the market in the zip code I was focusing on. So I was focusing in Jamaica, Queens at that time. Part of Jamaica, Queens is Cambria Heights, Queens Village, St. Albans, that vicinity right there, Hollis. And so I would see what's new on the market, and some realtors at that time would not let you come and preview the home. So I would have my sister go with me. And she was looking for a home at that time. So I would tell her, I know this home isn't for you, but I want to get in, so would you be my buyer? And so we'd get to look at a few homes. And once I saw the good things on the market, then I would promote those to my buyers or find buyers for that particular property. And then once I close that particular property, I would ask them, the homeowner, would you mind if I put a sign in front of your home so that I can, get some leads from the neighborhood? And most of my buyers said yes. So that is something that I just threw in for you guys to help you grow your listings and things of that sort. But as a person looking to own, one of the things that did for me is once I went from understanding what kind of credit I needed, what kind of down payment, what kind of programs were there, sitting at a closing table, getting the deed for my house, having the keys to my own home, I had a different confidence when I was telling other people that I could help them own or that I could help them invest. Because remember, I closed not only my townhouse in Cambridge Heights, but a 4-family in Newark, New Jersey. So I was able to talk to investors. There's a different energy and a different knowledge and a different confidence when you are teaching somebody something that you're learning yourself than there is when you've walked out what you're teaching your people. When you've walked your talk, you talk differently. But when you're still, talking a walk you're walking, it comes off with a different energy. So I encourage you, get yourself pre-qualified, and then you can have a game plan of knowing what it's going to take to get you from where you are to the closing table. The other reason is not only was it a good why to purchase my first home, having children, and if you know my story, when I bought my home, I was separated from my husband, so the buck stopped with me. I had to figure out how to go from finding the house to closing it. And it worked out. So I can talk to other women who are in a similar situation that want to own. And the sad thing is in America, period, in the world at this point, there's more women that are alone with children, and they have to figure out how to purchase real estate. They have to figure out how to create a secure home for their children. Now, if you're renting, still get yourself pre-qualified so you know where you are. That is having a strong why. Tell yourself at least 3 to 5 reasons why owning a home would make a lot of sense for you and your family. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't say, well, I don't have a job, so I can't do it. I don't have, I haven't worked for 2 years, so I can't do it. I don't have the best credit, so I can't do it. I literally, as an investor and as an agent that was a top producing agent, I built relationships. So I literally was able to get loans for people or put people in programs that would help them to own a home even when they had credit issues, and then we worked out something later. So don't limit yourself to your own understanding. Be open to the potential of owning real estate. It will drastically change your life and your family's life, especially if you're a single mom. I cannot tell you the joy that I have that my kids still have friends that they met in the 1st grade, the 5th grade, the 7th grade, the 12th grade, the 1st year of college, the 2nd year of college. Like, they grew with a lot of their same mates. So people say, wow, your kids know a lot of people. Yeah, because they stayed in pretty much the same community. So the first thing is to figure out why home ownership would be a great thing for you and your family.